Now that we are completely finished with the logic for Can the Sardines, we need to start worrying about how to present it in the app. First off, at how it's being listed. So here we see the defaultly generated listing for the game. Obviously, the name and the taglines are a bit messed up, and the image is just an empty board. So let's start with this image. As you can see on the other games, they have what I call an action shot. It's not just a setup, but an in-progress game. And in fact, these images are actually even generated with marks. They're not used here in the list because I thought that was too fiddly. But in the meta image, when you link to a game on the site, then I will use the action shot with the marks. So we need to make such an action shot for Can the Sardines. And they live in the variants file here, the arrangement. And this is what's been created by the stub, and this is where we're seeing an empty board. Now, ideally, I would want to add so that when we're actually playing the game, there's a secret screenshot button that gives me the data that I could just paste here, but that does not exist. So I will steal the setup definition and put it here because it uses the exact same syntax. And then we need to make some changes to actually make this an in-progress game. And what do we want to do? Let's say if we just start a new game, let's say the first player has moved to here maybe, and then the second player perhaps highlights this piece. Let's make this image. So we want the D1 piece to actually be in D6, and the whole rectangle, this was the rectangle, and then comes the exceptions. So we just add D1 to the exceptions. And then after the rectangle with hole in it, we add D6. And then we wanted to mark D9. And the potential marks are these lighter circles where I could mark. So A6, B7, C8, and then D7, D8. This is not wildly exciting, sorry about that. And then we have E9, E8. Really need to make that screenshot functionality. F7, G6, H5, and I4, right? Yes. And once we've added this, we need to, I don't think we need to compile, but let's do it just in case. No, we probably don't need to do that. And then to generate the action shots, we need to run the graphics command. We notice the action shots rendered in the spam here. And we update the composites, the composite images, that is. We're sort of using a CSS sprite in the list. So now if we go back to the game list and we Might actually have to reload. There is our action shot. No marks since they're not being used there. If we want to see the marks, we need to go to the payloads module, the distribution folder. No, we need to go to the graphics module, the distribution folder, action shots, Can the Sardines, active. There we are. That looks beautiful and correct.